Welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna do a Q&A video where I answer all the questions that you asked me on my Instagram page. So if you're not following me on there, my username is @KellyHayes23, and periodically I'll post a question box up there where you guys can ask me whatever question that you want, and I'll either answer on Instagram or do a Q&A video on YouTube. Last year I did a Q&A video kind of wrapping up the year, so I thought that would be a good idea to wrap up 2023 and also give you guys a sneak peek preview of what's to come on the channel in 2024. But wow, 2023 was a year. A lot happened this year. I did a lot of things this year, and overall it was an awesome year. So let's dive straight into these questions, see what you guys have been asking. I think the number one question that I got on this question box was thinking about repeating the AT? AT again? When will you thru hike the AT again? And are you doing your next AT thru hike? And I get messages about that literally every single day on Instagram and comments on YouTube and such. I will say this now, that I will re-hike the Appalachian Trail. When I do that, I am not completely sure yet. I know next time that I go, I would like to go Sobo. I think it would be a completely different experience. And I think that with the AT becoming so congested and so many people getting out and through hiking every year, and most of those people going Nobo, that Sobo would kind of help it not be as crowded. Even though my year was pretty crowded and I was in that Nobo bubble and it didn't really feel crowded on trail, but like I said, I think Sobo would just be a very cool experience, and that is definitely to come. But I have a lot of other trails on my list that I would like to do before I redo the AT, but I would do it again in a heartbeat because I loved that trail so much. This is a really good question. How long did it take you to feel comfortable with solo travel? So I was terrified to do anything solo when I first started adventuring by myself. You hear stories on the news all the time, but eventually I just had to block all of that out and go do it. And I think my number one motivator was the fact that I wanted to do all these things, and I would sit around and not do them because I couldn't find anybody to do them with me. Because the older you get, and especially once you get in college, everybody has a different schedule in life, and then people start getting jobs, they don't have the same days off as you, and maybe they don't want to do the same things as you on their day off, and so you get into this vicious cycle of just kind of waiting for somebody to do something with you, and if they don't, then you just don't do what you want to do. And I don't think that's a good way to live your life, because life is short and you should be able to do the things that you want to do whether you're with somebody or not. And so I started out just going on shorter day hikes by myself and getting comfortable just being out by myself in the woods. I started out going to trails that I was comfortable with, that I've done many times, and then I started branching out to trails that were a little bit longer, a little bit farther away, ones that I hadn't done before. And then I think it was 2019, and there's a video up on my channel. It was my first overnight camping trip by myself. And I was so scared. I don't think I got any sleep that night. And I was camping at just I think it was a Corps of Engineers typical campground by the lake here in Arkansas, a lake that I've been to hundreds of times. But I was just so terrified. And I even had people camping right next to me, and it was like a family. Now I look at that situation and I think, I wouldn't even think of it as being a thing now, but back then I was scared. I kept hearing noises creeping around my tent at night, but I got through that night, and it helped me to build confidence to being out there alone. I think thru hiking really helped with that. Most of my thru hikes I am with other people, but there were times on the AT where I would be kind of by myself for a couple weeks doing my own thing. And even though on the AT it's kind of hard to camp alone because there's so many people out there. Just kind of being on your own adventure and not relying on somebody else helps to build confidence as well. A couple years of doing things solo by myself, I've just gotten more and more comfortable, and I just always go back to being situationally aware of my surroundings and being prepared in every which way if something were to go wrong. Are you going to become a full-time Florida resident? So those of y'all who are watching or maybe new to the channel, I am from Arkansas. I've lived in Florida pretty much all of 2023 since I hiked the Florida Trail, and then I've been working my healthcare job the past 6 months full-time in Florida. I'm back in Arkansas right now, by the way, and I do not have any plans to move to Florida permanently. While I love Florida so much, I kind of look at it as a vacation state, even though I've been working there as well. But even while I'm working there, it still feels like just a big vacation. Eventually, when I do settle down and look into buying land and property and owning something, it will definitely be in my home state of Arkansas because I just love it here. I think if I ever did like make enough money and had the opportunity to, I would buy like a beach house or a vacation home in Florida to have for like real estate opportunity and vacations. How do you keep everything charged on the go? Great question. So I use a Thankyou 20,000 milliamp hour battery bank, and I also have a link in my description of all like the gear that I use. And here's an example of kind of what they look like. There's a bunch of different ones out there, but I recommend Anchor. Anything Anchor or Thankyou is a really good brand, and I just carry them in my backpack. And also I carry like extra batteries for my camera, my GoPro, so I can just switch those out and I just make sure everything is charged before I go. And then when I'm backpacking, I will just, carry this and be more conscious about when I'm using my devices and try to save on battery as much as I can. Have you ever thought about bike packing? Yes, I have actually, and I think it would be a really fun sport to get into. I don't really have a bike right now. I want to get a mountain bike eventually, like a road bike, mountain bike hybrid, but bikes are very expensive and I'm trying to save money right now for other hikes and paying off student loans and stuff like that. So maybe once I get all that other stuff figured out, I'll get into bike packing. A couple people ask questions like, where do you want to be in 5 years? Your dreams for the next 3 years? Are you going to buy a piece of land, get settled, get married, travel, change jobs? I really have, let's see, in the next 5 years, I'll be 35. Wow, that's crazy. I'll be like almost 40. Ew. Well, by then I hope I have my piece of land, a tiny home, and kind of have like a home base established. Right now I don't really have a home base. Like I come visit my parents back home in between contracts and hikes, but I don't really have my home, my space. So it would be nice to kind of get settled in that way. As far as like getting married and settling down, like I don't know if I'll be ready to settle down necessarily. Like I probably will still want to travel. As far as getting married, like that is kind of up to fate. I have to meet the person that I'm gonna marry first. I'm just gonna kind of let that happen in its own time. A lot of you guys have been asking, where are you and James hiking? What is James up to these days? Where is James? Y'all, James works full-time in Virginia. He's working 2 jobs currently. We live 1,000 miles apart. We're still really good friends, but we are kind of on different paths of life right now. We're still really good friends and we still talk very often, but we both have long distance hikes planned next year, but we won't be doing the same one because we want to do different ones. So yeah, that's that. Somebody asked, what was your free throw percentage? For those of y'all who don't know, I played basketball in high school and college. And I think in high school, my free throw percentage was close to 80%. I think it was like 77, 78% or something like that. What inspired you to run an ultra marathon? So this is a great question, and eventually I'm going to make a video talking about my upcoming ultra marathon that I'm really excited about. But I never really knew what it was until I started through hiking, and I started hearing about people getting off trail and running these 50-mile races. And I always thought, wow, that's so cool. I've done a lot of bigger mile days. We did a ton of 30s. I did a 50-mile day on the Florida Trail. And I just thought to myself, you know, if I could do that on trail while through hiking, what can I do without a backpack and while also running? And I really enjoy that, pushing myself to my limits and seeing what I'm capable of. And I feel like that is what an ultra is all about, is seeing what you're made of, how far you can push yourself. It's going to be largely mental as well as largely physical, running 30 plus miles through the mountains. It's something that I want to see if I can do. Everything about it just seems like so much fun, so I'm really excited for that. What is your next through hike? I do have a very big through hike planned for 2024. Drop in the comments what you think it's going to be. But I am not going to announce that just yet, just because plans are not solidified. Like once I get the flight ticket booked and I get with my people and we get a date set, then I will be making a video about that and talking about that and doing gear videos and stuff in preparation for that hike. But it's so early. My life is so spontaneous and all over the place that I feel like every time I announce something, 2 weeks later the plan changes, and so I'm going to just hold out on that real quick. But I do have a list that I made of hikes that I really want to do. I was sitting in the living room yesterday and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna make a list of all the trails that I want to do very soon. Now, the list is much longer than this, but I would say like in the near future, within the next 3 years, I would like to knock out a lot of these trails, which I don't even know if is possible because this is a lot. But I do want to do the big 3 trails. So I've done the AT, I want to finish the PCT, and I want to do the CDT. But there's also a lot of smaller trails around the country and out of the country that I want to do as well. So I'm going to try to sprinkle those in when I can. But right now, the Long Trail, the Superior Hiking Trail, the Washita Trail, and the Ozark Highlands Trail, those are really high on my list. Those are 2 long distance trails in Arkansas. I want to do the Arizona Trail, the Ocean to Lake Trail, which is a smaller trail. I think it's only 64 miles, but that is part of the Florida Trail system in Florida. I want to do Eagle Rock Loop here in Arkansas. Again, that's a shorter trail. I think it's a 30-mile loop. I want to do the Benton MacKaye Trail, the Foothills Trail, Ice Age Buckeye Trail, the Camino de Norte, that's the one in Spain, Rim to Rim Grand Canyon, Israel Trail, Mid-State Trail, Sheltowee, the New England Trail, the Tahoe Rim Trail, and the John Muir Trail. So it's a pretty expansive list all over the country, and a lot of these trails are under 1,000 miles. A couple of them are over, but I think they're pretty easy hikes to do. You know, a 200-mile trail will take me about a couple weeks or less, depending on how long I want to be out there. Those are the trails that are currently on my radar. What has been your most rewarding hiking adventure? That is tough because I find reward in all of my hiking adventures. I think I learn something different from every trail that I do, and even on day hikes, they are sometimes the most rewarding because I go out there to find clarity about something, and just being out in nature for a short time can really help bring you clarity on a number of different things, whatever you need it on. Well, the Appalachian Trail is just 100% life-changing. Like, my life will never be the same after through hiking the Appalachian Trail, hands down. So that will always have to be number one. But I think the Florida Trail, I mean, I guess that's the second through hike I've technically done, but I had a lot of, I guess, doubts going into that trail because my incomplete through hike of the PCT the year prior, everything just kind of fell apart, and had kind of lost a little bit of confidence in myself. And I wondered, like, can I, am I capable of through hiking another trail? I had a lot of negative comments on the internet saying, like, maybe you should just stick to day hikes and stuff like that. And, you know, that's just silly. And I knew that, but I needed to prove that to myself. I just felt so great that whole hike. Had some obstacles, my feet were really hurting at the beginning, had some things happen in the middle of the hike that could have brought me down as well, but I persevered to push through and finish that trail, and I'm always going to be really proud of that trail. All right, somebody also asked, would you ever do the Florida Trail again? I'm watching now, and the hiking in the water is, yeah, I would do the Florida Trail again. I think it would be really fun. I would do a couple different routes. So like you have options when you get to Lake Okeechobee if you want to go east or west. I went west, so if I did it again, maybe I'd go east. And then when you get up towards Orlando, you can go east or west. I went east. Maybe next time I would go west through the Green Swamp. So yeah, the Florida Trail, I think if I ever find myself just kind of chilling around wintertime and looking for something to hike, I would definitely do the Florida Trail again. Okay, I get this question all the time, and for good reason, because I know that you guys want to know what happened on the Florida Trail. Why did you have to leave? A lot of y'all know what I'm talking about. If you watch the Florida Trail series, I did get off trail for a short time when I was only probably like 5 days from finishing the trail. I left and ended up taking a little hiatus. I went up to the Appalachian Trail in my van, lived out of my van for a couple weeks on the AT, hiked the Smokies, did a bunch of trail magic, and had the absolute best time with a bunch of the class of AT 2021 thru hikers. And that might have been the highlight of my whole year, was getting back on trail and hanging out with the folks and being around thru hikers and that whole community. But the reason behind me doing that, I actually received a death threat. I'm not going to go into detail of everything. It was one of the situations where authorities advised that I should get off the trail for my safety, and the rest of the Florida Trail people stuck with me, so that was really nice. The threat made me rethink a lot of stuff, actually, you know, my safety and putting my life out on the internet. A lot more comes with it than meets the eye to the public. You know, during that time, it was a very touchy situation. It wasn't something that I could just come on here and talk about, because that would then put me at more danger. A few people have made mention that, well, you should say something because it may help other hikers. That wasn't my place. There was other enforcements involved that could have relayed that to the public, but at the time I was so overwhelmed with the situation that I didn't know how to manage it on my YouTube channel. I didn't know what to say and all of that, because I just kind of got off trail and left no explanation. Some people did get mad and angry at me for not saying anything about the situation at the time, even though, like, at the end of the day, like, it didn't matter, because I had to do what was best for me in my situation. I don't know. It was just a confusing time for me all around. I was very overwhelmed. I was angry, I was upset, it was all of the emotions surrounding that. And I know that this channel has helped a lot of people. It's given people inspiration to get back out in nature. I've gotten tons of messages about people have watched my videos and they went hiking for the first time in years, or they went on their first backpacking trip because they saw my videos. And that's why I continue to do this. This is why I continue to show up. I love creating, I love exploring, I love adventuring, and I love sharing it with you guys. And so thank you to those who understood during that time. It is in the past, and I pray that I will stay safe on all of my future journeys on trail. Alright, you guys, I think that's gonna do it for the questions and for the Q&A. As far as where we'll be going together next year, that is kind of right now up in the air. I'm kind of waiting to hear back from something. Like I said, right now I am back in Arkansas, probably for the next few weeks, so we'll be doing some Arkansas adventures. I'm excited to show you guys around my home state that I love so much. We'll be doing some camping, some hikes, things like that. Let me know if there's anything in particular that you'd like to see while I'm back here in Arkansas, and then I'll keep you guys updated on what's to come for the rest of the year. But I will say that I will be on another hike, probably in the 5 to 6 months range, starting the summertime. I'm excited to get back on trail and get back to the hiking vlogs. That is just my bread and butter. I love making those videos. I love shooting those videos. I just love being on trail, and I hope you guys are excited to go on another big through hike with me. I hope everybody has an awesome rest of 2023. Have a few days left. Maybe go on a hike, go outside, go camping, I don't know. Enjoy the weather, even though it may be cold where you are. Bundle up, it'll be fun. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's episode. I will see you very soon. And yeah, love y'all. Bye. Good morning from day one. Slept okay last night. It was really windy, so the tent was flapping around all night, waking me up. But I think I got some sleep. But it is 7 o'clock now, and we're getting all packed up. We're only like a mile from the trailhead, so get packed up and get started. This is my bag. It is so big. Emma baked us a sourdough bread, so at the beginning of a through hike, your bag's always as full as it's ever going to be because everything's fresh and filled up, but whatever, I don't care. I'm just ready to start today. I'm so excited. Yay! Yeah, what if I dropped it? 1968. Yeah. All right, we're starting the trail. Here we go. Woo! Bye. All right, so we stopped. We walked back on the PCT back to Camp Lockett and said goodbye to Emma and Joe. Thank you guys so much again. And now we officially get back on the PC. I keep almost saying AT. Get on the PCT and hike north. They're actually gonna take their camper and camp at Lake Morena. So that's 20 miles. So we might do that, but I don't know. Our packs are really heavy and it's day one. So we really don't have a plan as far as mileage. We're just gonna walk. Oh yeah, there's only one water source from here. There's one at 4.4 miles, and then there's not another water until Lake Morena. It's crazy how much water I feel like I'm gonna be drinking out here because it's so dry, and I'm not used to that because I'm from Arkansas, and you know, the AT East Coast is so humid and it's so dry out here, and I could barely even smile for the southern terminus picture because every time you open your mouth it just dries out. 1 mile. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll figure it out here.
Woo, only 2,647 miles to go.
Yeah, that's easy.
It's nothing. Also, it is super hot today. It's like 80s, sunny. We're kind of thinking we're gonna do lower miles today just because we both kind of like have hit a wall. Yesterday was a really long day. Didn't go to bed till midnight. and then got up at 2:30, went to the airport, and we were just like going all day until
we took off 2 seconds after you sat down in the connecting flight.
We had to run to our connecting flight because we only had, my plane landed at 7:52. My connecting flight left at 8:20. So I was sprinting in the airport to make it. I got to the gate. We were one of the last people on the plane.
We were the last.
I think we were the last. Anyway, yeah, so, and even last night we were doing stuff all day because we had to get our stuff together, and it was just a long day. Yesterday felt like 3 days. Get up tomorrow and like do a 12 before 12. I don't know, we'll see. 12 by 12. Lighten this food bag up a little bit. Oh, it's so heavy. That's Mexico right up there. Look at this succulent. That is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Tom, thank you so much for the walnuts.
Those are so good.
James and I are really enjoying them. They're so good.
I can't help
We're
but to get
having
all
them for a
these
snack,
flowers
so
on camera.
shout out,
They're
cuz.
so pretty, and they're so pretty.
All right, I'm carrying 4 liters of water, and James is carrying 5. And we just left the last water source until Lake
Carrying
Marina.
5 and a couple pounds of bread.
Alright, it's 4 o'clock. We've gone about 10 miles, and we're gonna cowboy camp right here. We found some shade, and we're just gonna chill and stretch and acclimate the rest of the day. There's a hawk flying over us. We're having so much fun seeing all the new critters out here and all the different flowers and plants. It's so different. But anyway, whew, unwind. My feet are kind of sore. I got my first blister. Yeah, it's a good day. So, I'll see y'all later. Alright, that's what we're having for dinner. And then we're also gonna have some bread. An awesome view. And it's starting to cool down and feel really nice. So, also I found out that here you do not sweat, you salt. And after the last video, I touched my face and just a bunch of salt came off on my fingers. It's so weird. Alright, y'all, it's getting dark and I'm getting tired. So I think I'm gonna call it a night on day 1. And yeah. Tomorrow's gonna be awesome. Good night. Alright, we're rolling out of camp. It's 8:15. We have a couple options tonight as to where to camp. We're just gonna play it by ear, see what we want to do.
I can't hear what you're saying.
I'm talking to my camera.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, that's about it. So, alright. Whoa. This is called Little Rock something.
Little Rock, Arkansas?
I wish. I miss Arkansas. Shout out Arkansas. So every morning it takes me about 2 miles to get warmed up. I'm so slow. But what I really appreciate about in the morning hiking is listening to all the birds and then watching the sun gradually come up over the earth and seeing the different shadows of the trees. And it's normally a little bit cooler in the morning, but as the sun gets higher, you can feel it kind of warming up. And it's just a spiritual experience. And I try to just like sit and listen, like to, so I think it's really important to just be still and listen. And so that's kind of what I dedicate my mornings to. And yeah, I've just had a really good morning so far. So I had a really awesome conversation with a friend on trail yesterday about how we're both kind of focusing on finding joy in the small things in life. So maybe that's waking up, stepping out of your tent and seeing a beautiful sunrise, or enjoying a cup of coffee in the morning, and just really cherishing those moments, being in that moment and present. And I really believe that you can find so much joy in the smallest things in life. And it gives you an appreciation, makes your appreciation for life in general so much greater. Yeah. We're entering a enchanted forest again. It's so pretty. Oh, look at those little things. Alright, so this is where we're gonna eat lunch. There used to be a hotel up here in the 1900s, but now there's nothing left except for some ruins. Wow, so pretty. I wish the hotel was still here. The I can't say it. The Cloudland Hotel. It's a little ways from that. There's trash cans. Yay. Hiker's best friend. Alright, we just ate lunch. Sorry I didn't film it. Forgot. We're hanging out at this Cloudland area. We're gonna just like lay in the sun, take a nap, because we only have 4 miles till camp and it's only 1 something. So we're just gonna take a little siesta and enjoy the sun and the beautiful weather. Look at all the dandelions. Wow. So pretty. God. Okay, we're up here exploring where the hotel used to be. There's lots of cool places to camp, and there's trash cans and water. And if the bathrooms were open, might not have left, but they are closed, alas. But walking down this little path here, looks like there are some rooms, like a wall of some sort. Is this where we're sunbathing? Less wind down here. This used to be, I guess. Okay, so apparently there was a line down the middle of the hotel, and on the Tennessee side it was legal to consume alcohol, but on the North Carolina side it was not legal. And so it says right here there was a sheriff from North Carolina who lingered around the hotel ready to nab anyone who stepped over the state line with their drinks. Raise your hand if you would have been arrested back then. Now we sunbathe. Sunglasses. Look who's back! Sit. Good boy. Shake. Oh, so good. Oh, you're so cute. Look at this bud. Then there's this. We just sunbathed at the Cloudland Hotel place for like 2 hours, and it feels like a brand new day hiking because we stayed so long there. But only about 3 miles to the bald that we are going to camp at, so that's exciting. Check out this boulder and then the trees just growing like off the side and on top of the boulder. It's crazy. It smells so good here. Like, I don't know if it's the trees, but it's, oh, it smells so good. We have made it up to Carver's Gap. All right, everyone, it's about to start getting really, really pretty. We're going up this bald. I don't think we're gonna plan on camping here. I think we're gonna camp at the next one. But, ooh, I'm excited. Oh my gosh. Wow. This is incredible. climbing, baby. I know. All right, y'all, we've made it to Jane Bald, 5,807 feet of elevation. All right, dinner tonight is some loaded baked mashed potatoes, this spicy peri-peri, and I'll put some bacon bits in the mashed potatoes along with and Stephanie is having chili, mountain chili.
Woo,
Cheers. Whee.
You can edit that.
Good morning, everyone. It's like 7 o'clock and it actually got cold last night, so that was really nice. Woke up to a little bit of condensation on the top of the tent, and but I'm not complaining after yesterday. This feels great. So we're gonna get hiking. Again, we have no plans for the day. We're just gonna go until we feel good. And I feel like that's the way to go the first week of the thru hike. Is our bodies are getting reacclimated to hiking double-digit miles a day, so there's no use in pushing miles right now. That'll come later. We're just gonna do as much as we can until we feel good, and take it slow until, you know, we can start pushing those bigger mile days comfortably. All right, back to the trail because the malt shop's closed this morning. Womp womp. They're big. Look at them.
I just realized it's a little early to be yelling outside of the house.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, that worked.
We're the safari boy and girl.
We're safari people now.
We're safari people. That's what we've decided. All right, we made it a little over 2 miles. We're gonna stop and eat breakfast right here at this spot. We're having lasagna for breakfast. So yesterday I was talking about how I was like overheating really bad, and it was record high temps and it was really hot, and I was just having a really rough time yesterday. But I've been using an app. I've talked about it on another video, but I track my monthly cycle. And hormones can have an effect on your body temperature. So I'm in a stage in my cycle where my estrogen is lowering and my progesterone is levels are going up. And so that causes an increase of body temperature as it is. And it's harder for my body to regulate my temperature. And so that's why when I got so hot yesterday, I could not cool down. It's interesting to know those kind of things, but it's also really important to listen to your body and just make sure that you're honoring that and not pushing yourself too hard. Anyway, we just finished breakfast and now we're gonna get back on the road.
Yep.
For sure the trail takes us down to that bridge. So down we go. Whoa, check this out. We just entered into a forest in the middle of the desert. Pretty cool.
Shout out soft grass.
Okay, we're at Boulder Oak Campground. This place is awesome. This is a giant pine cone. We're gonna take a minute here and to stretch, maybe eat, recharge, and just take a little breather for our feet and whatnot. So it feels so good today. So much better than yesterday. It's a lot cooler. Breeze, and it's kind of a little overcast, so the sun's not beaming down on us as bad. So thank you, Lord. What a blessing. Ah, of course. Oh, how cool. They have boots for the trail. That's so cool. The Kitchen Creek down there. Oh, it goes all the way down over there. All right, we just took a nice break here at Kitchen Creek or something. Soaked my feet. Oh, felt so good. But I think we're gonna get hiking. We're about to climb up to pretty high elevation. I think we're gonna camp in like 8 miles or something like that. So yeah, it's been a good day so far. We're just chilling. Feels so good. The water feels so good. And now we climb. We just got word that there's trail magic up ahead. Our first trail magic, the PCT. So now we're booking it to that road. Some nice day hiker guy told us about it. Oh, I am excited.
7-Eleven easy hot dogs.
Gross. Oh man, what a beautiful sight to see. Oh, and here's that sign everybody records.
Yeah. Especially with summer, you can get a queue 1.5 miles long just to touch the summit. It's
all right, we just had some awesome trail magic, and now we're gonna do like 4 or 5 more miles to camp. It's the next water source, and then that'll put us at 4 miles to Mount Laguna tomorrow. And not gonna lie, I'm feeling pretty good. My legs feel pretty good. My feet are a little sore, but soaking them in that cold creek earlier really helped. camp for the night. Just barely fit the duplex. And I rigged up the side things, but we got a pretty spot. And James is filtering some water. We had a water source down there, and we're gonna get settled in here, then cook dinner, go to sleep early, and then get up super early and get to Mount Laguna to get all of our things we want to get done knocked out. So I'll show y'all what's for dinner and say goodnight, and yeah.
Can you watch the pot?
Yeah. Alright, I forgot to show you guys what was for dinner, but we had pastaroni, and I'm in my tent now, about to knock out and call it a night, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Good night.
Everybody has some secrets. Everybody has a past. Don't wanna be caught up on seeking how you work, 'cause all I care about is how you feel about me now. Ain't got time to play around. Just tell me what to do, tell me how you feel. I don't wanna see no filter, please don't waste my time. I've been way more than familiar with those type of guys that don't know what they want, falling back to square one. I've been wondering, is it really that hard just to follow your heart? Nothing's guaranteed, but I still want some certainty. I wanna believe in a future for you. Maybe nothing's guaranteed, but I still want some certainty. I wanna believe in a future for you, baby. It's hard enough to trust somebody, hard enough to trust yourself. Might be better safe than sorry. Are you seeing someone else? I'm asking 'cause my heart is still healing from the previous toxic thing. Now could you be my cure, or will I be ignored? I don't wanna see no filter, please don't waste my time. I've been way more than familiar with those type of guys that don't know what they want, falling back to square one. Is it really that hard just to follow your heart? Nothing's guaranteed, but I still want some certainty. I wanna believe in a future for you. Maybe nothing's guaranteed, but I still want some certainty. I wanna believe in a future for you, baby. It's guaranteed, but I still want some certainty. I wanna believe in a future for you, baby. Nothing's guaranteed, but I still want some certainty. I wanna believe